Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trendy news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news, and it is trending enough to be brought here to those who are looking for the views from those who know things politically. Please do understand that I am not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who is also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of this beautiful country. Now, we are approaching that 5,000 subscribers mark. And I promised you guys that once we reach there, I'm going to be on camera. Thank you to those who subscribed. And I think, hopefully you'll stay longer with this channel. Anyway, we are not there. Where we are at the ANC celebrating its anniversary in Cape Town. And the Democratic Alliance is not very happy. And why is that? Is because of the way the ANC is trying to work on getting the support using the Democratic Alliance in a way. And that has turned Helen Zille into being a Twitter warrior, or maybe ex-warrior. But I would like us to listen to Paul Mashatile before we do anything, before I even read how Helen Zille tweeted. It has been very interesting. We're going to read what she said on this.
When we say there is a challenge in Khayelitsha and Gugulethu, because we see it. We're not just talking, sitting in our houses. We can see the problems. You can see behind me here, piles of rubbish. The municipality of the DA is not cleaning this place. People are living in dirt here. So when we comment and say they don't care about our people, it's true. They are the facts. Anybody can see. And we are not going to rely on them. National government is going to come here and work with our people, support them. I've got the Deputy Minister of Education here, the Minister of Housing is here, Deputy Minister of Housing is here. We are all going around, the premiers are here, Premier of Gauteng, to say this is how we can help the people of the Western Cape. So we are here not because we just want people to come to the rally. We are here because we want to know their problems, to see their problems, to work with them to resolve this problem. We're going to do it whether DA likes it or not. We are here, these are our people. If they don't do it as provincial government and the municipal, we will do it. And that's why we are here. These people are here. And see behind me here. Piles of rubbish. The municipality of the DA is not cleaning this place.
I had to slow that down for you so that you can witness with me the pile of dirt that Paul Mashatile is talking about. And I was looking at this, I was like, man, they should have used the same tools that they normally use, pointing at racism, pointing at the apartheid era, not this, when they talk about service delivery, cleaning and all of that, they are the last people to talk about that. And I'm talking like this as an ANC member. Yes, I'm beefing with the ANC badly right now, and I'm watching them like a hawk and see if they are deserving of my vote in the next election. And that is the truth. Those are facts. And somebody said, we need to hide your ID. And I'm like, I'm watching them like a hawk. Their move, I'm watching. But they're not supposed to have gone down that lane. Even Helen Zille came out to say, when people dump rubbish illegally, there will be piles of rubbish. There is a regular refuse removal service that works. People must stop dumping. Facts only. You know what I like about Helen Zille? She speaks straightforward, like she's a straight talker. You don't. And then News 24 shared this post said, in an attempt to mobilize support for his party, ANC Deputy President Paul Mashatile has accused the DA-led Western Cape provincial government of neglecting poor areas like Khayelitsha. Now, if you look at the entire South Africa, especially where the ANC governs, it's a disaster. You know, this is a time whereby the ANC is supposed to be looking at itself, because they've managed to mute the Democratic Alliance a bit since they are not the opposition at this moment. These gimmicks are not going to help them with anything. And Helen Zille came out and said, "Boo, I'm not going to be reading that. The DA government does more for the people in Khayelitsha than in Camps Bay." So people were dragging Helen Zille about this, but we are going to read the tweets later. And this one post said, "I was in Johannesburg yesterday and not a single traffic light worked. Most of them are broken. Bridge Street is still under construction 3 years after the incident. The city is rotten and overcrowded, posing all kinds of health and safety hazards to the public." You see now? Do you see a pile of dirt? Can you see? Can you see it? Don't worry, I'm still going to show you the images from this post. So this is just one of the areas in Johannesburg that you can find this mess. It is a whole, you know, when I talk about Johannesburg, I normally call it a huge loo. The biggest loo you could ever find, because it stinks. It's filthy. So for Paul Mashatile to come and point at boxes that are there and a few things that are there and call them a pile of dirt is an embarrassment, guys. It's an embarrassment, really. It's an embarrassment for us who are members of the ANC. Look at this. And you go to Khayelitsha, you point a small anyana thing, you say, look at this pile of dirt. The Democratic Alliance is not cleaning this place. I'm telling you this as an African National Congress member. I'm saying, they were not supposed to have said that. They were not supposed to have said that. They were supposed to use their apartheid, racism, and all of that. So this, you pointed something that you failed so dismally at. You are accusing somebody. You're pointing something so small. You say in fact, Helen Zille came out to say, "Oh, and just to add, Khayelitsha has clean, reliable drinking water, which a growing number of ANC-governed municipality, e.g. Johannesburg, do not." Yay! I am not a DA member, but this turns me into Helen Zille fan. Do you get? It turns me. I've been a Helen Zille fan for the longest time, even though I'm not a member of the Democratic Alliance, because of the way she speaks. She's direct. And somebody said, "You left Hammanskraal residents without clean drinking water and a corrupt Royal tender." Helen Zille responded, "You can recall the Royal 5. They were officials who manipulated the Royal tender and in favor of Sodi-linked company. The DA fired Royal 5. As a result, the ANC-ASA-led coalition is reinstating them." Yeah. Guys, if you know the story of Edwin Sodi, you've been following that up, you can just look it up in the internet. You should find it. This does not look good to that coalition of ASA and the African National Congress. And somebody said, those were the same person said, those were DA government officials. It's your corruption. Hey, guys, you know what? With social media, we talk. In fact, you know what? I'll just continue reading. And the DA posted, "Watch the lies exposed. Khayelitsha residents confirm DA support while the ANC engages in empty and compassionless campaign in Cape Town. The DA is focused on real action, prioritizing the most vulnerable to ensure better living conditions for all." So I'm going to share this clip with you. So this gimmick, somebody needs to tell the ANC that, you know what, stop this. Just stop this.
Okay, I andivi kamandi. Ngo-2021 or 2020 umntana wam ona wayena 29 koko wavula le organization i-charity kuba sibona indlela ekungayo ekuhlaleni kuyasokoleka kunzima kukho kutya yonke into umzekelo laa mzi wokuqala beningene kuwo funeka wonke umuntu acuntsulele omnye wonke umuntu acuntsulele omnye ngoku wavula le nto hayi ndiva kabuhlungu ngoba nam ndikhule ngolu hlobo ndiva kabuhlungu xa ndibona aba bantu makhe ndizama uba ndinawuqokelela na umzekelo bendisaphangela nam ngoku bendidla ngokuthi xa ndifika apha endlini ndifike ungekho kutya apha endlini nabi irayisi bendiyithengile yephi hayi kuye kwafika abantwana belambile ndabaphekela wavula ke le organization ijamjam charity ivula ngumntana lo una 29 years akekho kodwa ngoku ndithi ke ndathi ke ngokuhamba kwexesha ke wahambe efuna ke hambe ecele isikhalazo sethu ke kukubana asincedakali akho nto isincedayo thina uyabona njengoba sihleli apha asinalo uncedo esilufumana nakubani uShoprite uyasinceda uSpar ukhasiphi izinto bakhona abantu be-DA bebekhe bafika apha kwezi nyanga satsho safumana ukupheka siyapheka ngoku because bekufike abo bantu uyayiqonda.
And Helen Zille said to herself, you know what, I'm just going to sit here on X and be defending my organization with all that I have. So Newsroom Africa posted, with the ANC celebrating its 113th anniversary today, how do you rate its performance in government during the past 30 years? Good, fair, poor? 79% said poor. Guys, anyway, she took on a threat. She was like, no what, let me do this and defend my organization. So she said the DP Paul Mashatile, trying to mobilize interest in Khayelitsha for the ANC's anniversary rally, employed the usual dishonest diversion tactics. He falsely claimed that the DA run up city and province only deliver services to the suburbs and neglects places like Khayelitsha. So, you know, I know that people from Alex looked at this post, they once saw it, like, what is Paul Mashatile talking about? Because we know what we're experiencing. So the ANC sometimes comes out and talks like they have cleared shacks wherever they are, and shacks, in fact, you know, this is patently untrue. The DA delivers more to poor communities than any ANC government anywhere in the country. We do not steal money, and we spend it on what the Constitution requires us to deliver to people. You know, as I was still saying, you know, the ANC sometimes they speak like they've cleared shacks, or maybe their shacks, the way they govern, they look so good. Hey. This one, also Helen Zille says, this raises the question, what does the Constitution require local and provincial government to deliver? There is this delusion that the DA built and maintains Camps Bay and other wealthy suburbs to their current standards. This is not true. Local residents did that. Do you agree with Helen Zille on that one? Don't forget to use the comment section to share your views. She continues to say, this job of local government, the job of local government is to provide basic services, drinkable water, electricity, sewage system, refuse removal, functional streets, drainage and street lights, and subsidies for public transport. DA governments do this much better than any others in this country. Facts. You know why I'm saying facts? It's because where I live, the municipality is run by the Democratic Alliance, and I've seen the difference. I've lived at a time when it was the ANC governing this area. Now, there is a delusion that government should build houses for everyone. This is totally unaffordable in a country of 62 million people with a mere 7.5 million registered personal taxpayers. When people get a free house and free service, it bankrupts the municipality too. What do you think of what Helen Zille said? Do you agree with her or you disagree with her? Because some views, I know that some views that she is sharing are unpopular. there's a chance that many people won't be happy with that and seek to disagree with her. Kindly use the comment section for that. And she continued to say the DA municipalities invest far more in delivering basic services to indigenous communities than they do in the suburbs, and given that every substantial proportion of these services are free, there is massive cross subsidization from the haves and from the haves to the have-nots. So pardon me, English is not my mother tongue, and that rural schooling, sometimes it shows itself and you struggle to read the simple words. Oh my goodness. And she continues to say this is as it should be, but if people want their communities to start looking better, there are several basic responsibilities that citizens have. Stop littering and dumping. Stop the vandalization of infrastructure. Maintain the thousands of free houses that were allocated. Facts. You cannot argue with this. You cannot argue with this. But if you seek to argue with this, kindly use the comment section. Also, you can use the comment section if you want to criticize the channel and whatnot. That's how we grow, guys. Hearing from you really builds the channel. She continues to say, plant gardens. Veg seeds are inexpensive. Don't throw refuse and plastic waste down drains. True. It causes flooding. Yebo. Don't dispose of baby nappies and other household waste in toilets. True. It destroyed the sewage system. True. Guys, this is the reason why I became Helen Zille fan. Please separate the things. I am not a DA member. I'm an ANC member who's mad at the ANC, and I'm also a Helen Zille fan who is not a DA member because she's a straight talker. Whether, hey man. And she continues to say, report any problems like potholes, faulty traffic signals through the council reporting system immediately. Now, the name and number of your local councillor, usually an elusive ANC councillor, and require accountability. I remember back in the days when I lived in Johannesburg, we used to report the traffic lights that were not working and stuff like that. And there were rumors that people started messing up with them so that they can get that tendanyana to repair them, because you know what, this has been, gosh. She continued to say, do not encourage random land invasions or unserviced and unserviceable land. This guarantees the establishment of permanent slums. You cannot jump the housing queue by doing this. Interesting. Also what makes the shacks not to go away, the slums not to go away, is because the people who get RDP houses, they also put people in the shacks before they exit. Above all, help end the scourge of teenage pregnancies. Make sure that all fathers take responsibility for their children and provide exemplary role models for them. Finish your education, get skills, get a job before starting a family. You know what? If you disagree with this, you just don't like Helen Zille as a person. That's my take on this. If you can disagree, especially the one that I just read. She continues to say, this brings more to the role of provincial government. Two of its main functions are health and education. There are more clinics within comfortable walking distance in Western Cape than any other province. The provincial government spends hugely on building new schools for pupils moving to the Western Cape. So are we seeing more people now moving to the Eastern Cape than any other province? If so, why? There's a slide that I'm going to read for you. I found it to be very hilarious. I hope you'll still be watching by the time I read it. And she continued to say, so anyone who says that we only deliver services to the suburbs is lying, including the deputy president, which is disgraceful. In fact, the middle class massively subsidize the poor where DA governs. We do so because it is the right thing to do. Don't insult us as a result. Yeah, guys. You don't even know why they chose to do that. They should have used something else, man. to point out at a small debt, because if you compare where the ANC governs, you know what debt looks like. We know what a pile of rubbish looks like. That was not a pile. That was not a pile. That's my chat. And she says, finally, where the DA governs, investors have sufficient confidence to invest and create jobs. The only route to sustainable job creation is a growing private sector. The state does not create jobs. The most important thing is where the DA governs, unemployment falls. Is it true though? Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? How different is it in areas where the DA governs and than the places where the ANC governs when it comes to unemployment? I will tell you what I've seen in MZWANELE municipality where we live. I have heard people saying, you know what, for the first time quoted and got a tender and something that I never thought I would get when the ANC was there, which is painful for me as an ANC member. Where the DA governs is where all black South African leaders run to for their holidays with spouse and girlfriends, then talk on the voters to their voters about Cape Town. You know that is a serious streak of ANC politicians. Anyway, somebody said, before you know it, Helen Zille will want to chair meetings of the ANC's NEC. And she said, I'm up for it. At least then stuff might get done. Yeah, hi guys. And somebody said, this is also Khayelitsha. Far from perfect, but the city is investing billions in areas like Khayelitsha. 3 other things. Migration is insane. Impossible to build a house for everyone. Funding for housing comes from National Human Settlement. But guys, tell me, why are people migrating to Cape Town this much? And who is migrating to Cape Town a lot? Who is? I know this is going to be interesting. Kindly share in the comment section who is migrating to Cape Town the most. Who is? I already have my answer, but I would like to hear from you guys. And somebody else said, what do you mean by migration is insane? And Helen Zille responded and said, it means the number of people moving into the Western Cape exceeds all projections. You know, maybe are we now finding the Eastern Cape as more of an option, like opportunities? Are people moving to the Eastern Cape more because now city of Johannesburg, Gauteng is like crumbling like that? But this is a shame now when you talk about Gauteng, especially the city of Johannesburg. Guys, do you know what? In not such a distant past, you know, that place has been functioning so well. That place, you know, there was a time when every Sunday when you walk in the city, in the streets of the city of Johannesburg, you would walk in such a clean environment. Even the people who live on the street would be sleeping there. But anyway, this will just make you angry. So the way it is happening in Cape Town, even the Democratic Alliance now is coming out to share videos of how they've progressed so far. You can be reading the captions there. You know, they feel the need to come out because now the ANC is there to take from their votes, because they are campaigning in a way using their anniversary. So whatever your views are, guys, kindly use the comment section, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments. And the ANC shouldn't have said that. I still say, you know, when you point to get small debt, you're like, this is a pile of debt. The DA does not clean this place. I found that to be so hilarious. Honestly, it shouldn't have happened like that. It shouldn't have happened. Anyway, guys, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my videos. This is South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here.